What if the future was already written, not in stone but in vibration? In the quiet moments of deep meditation, a renowned tarot psychic, Linda Wood, received a vision unlike anything she had ever seen. Her cards revealed a shift so immense, it would alter the very balance of global power. But this wasn't a warning, it was a revelation. A divine timeline is unfolding, and world leaders can feel it. They're not just afraid of change, they're afraid of awakened souls remembering who they truly are. The question is, are you ready to remember your role in the world that's arriving? Linda Wood's Sacred Awakening. Before the world knew her name, she was simply a seeker, wandering between the seen and unseen, asking questions most were too afraid to voice. One night, as the veil thinned during a lunar eclipse, she pulled the Hermit card, not for a client, but for herself. It was a message from her higher self, a call to walk alone, deeper into spiritual truth. That was the beginning of her awakening, long before predictions or fame ever entered the picture. Her sacred awakening didn't come with fireworks or fanfare. It came through silence, dreams, and symbols too precise to ignore. She began seeing patterns in the chaos, cycles in history, echoes in energy. Each card she drew began to whisper louder, aligning with cosmic events and soul shifts in the collective. It was as if the universe had handed her a living blueprint to the spiritual evolution of humanity, and it all pointed to one pivotal year, 2025. Through her awakening, she discovered that her gift wasn't just about interpreting cards, it was about translating frequency into language. The people drawn to her weren't merely curious, they were souls being activated. Her journey became a map for others to follow, not by mimicking her, but by unlocking their own divine compass. And as her visions expanded, she saw a world beginning to tremble, not from destruction, but from remembrance. Tarot is a multi-dimensional map of destiny. The tarot is often misunderstood as a tool for predicting trivial futures, but in truth it is a divine mirror. Each card is encoded with archetypal knowledge, threading together symbols from ancient Egypt, cosmic intelligence, and the soul's own memory. When interpreted with spiritual clarity, tarot becomes a map that guides beings across timelines, dimensions, and hidden realms within the self. It doesn't guess your fate, it unveils your role in the unfolding story of creation. Through sacred spreads, the cards reveal not just what is, but what can be, potential realities vibrating just beneath your awareness. The Fool is not merely the start of a journey, he is the quantum leap of consciousness. The Tower is not destruction, it is liberation from illusion. When viewed from a higher octave, each card is a dimensional portal, opening keys to awaken DNA, activate intuition, and recalibrate your frequency toward the new Earth timeline. As the collective soul matures, more beings are now ready to read this ancient language, not just with intellect, but with resonance. The tarot acts as a living interface between spirit and matter, soul and experience. In 2025, this multi-dimensional map will guide not only mystics and empaths, but ordinary people remembering their extraordinary design. It is not about magic tricks, it's about divine remembrance through encoded truth. The hidden hands of power. For centuries, unseen hands have woven illusions of control, building systems that thrive on disconnection, fear, and forgetfulness. But what they fear most is not rebellion, it is remembrance. When a human being awakens, truly awakens, they become uncontrollable, untouchable by manipulation. The awakening spreads like fire, and power built on falsehood cannot survive the frequency of truth. These hidden forces have studied energy longer than most have known of it. They understand that light is not passive, it dismantles illusions without effort. And in 2025, the amount of awakened light entering Earth's grid will short-circuit many of their old systems. Financial control, political dominance, even media narratives, they cannot hold when enough people begin to vibrate beyond fear. Their fear isn't of violence, it's of the silent revolution happening inside hearts worldwide. What truly terrifies them is that this shift can't be stopped. It's encoded in the cosmos, built into the DNA of every soul incarnated at this time. As people step into their light, They no longer seek validation or protection from external authorities. They become their own sovereign beings. The hidden hands are losing grip, not through force, but through collective spiritual awakening. And this is what they tried for centuries to delay. The great reversal of Earth's energetic polarity. In every great cycle, there is a point where energy flips. A polarity reversal where what was hidden becomes visible, and what was powerful becomes powerless. 2025 is that point. The energy of the Earth is shifting from masculine dominant control to a harmonized frequency of balance, truth, and spiritual power. It is a year encoded with divine mathematics and celestial alignment, a planetary breath of transformation. This reversal will not look dramatic on the surface at first, but beneath the systems you will feel it. People will no longer respond to fear in the same way. Collective consciousness will become harder to manipulate. Leaders who operate through force will find their words falling empty. Meanwhile, inner voices of truth, long silenced, will grow louder in individuals across the globe. The reversal is not chaos, it is sacred correction. Many will be confused, even disoriented. Structures they trusted will no longer work. But for those who have prepared, it will be the greatest opportunity of their lives. The Earth is not being punished, it is being realigned. The energetic poles of the collective are shifting from external domination to inner illumination. And when you feel the frequency change, you'll know nothing will ever be the same again. Frequency mastery. In the past, power was determined by money, position, or lineage. But in 2025, the new currency will be frequency. Who you are vibrationally will determine what you influence, attract, and create. It will no longer be about what you say, but about the resonance you hold. This is why inner work is no longer optional. It's the gateway to spiritual authority in the new world. People will feel energy more vividly. Words will only reach others if they match a frequency of truth. Those who operate from ego, despite knowledge or charisma, will find themselves invisible. Meanwhile, those in quiet alignment with love, integrity, and coherence will suddenly rise. Energetic transparency will become the new norm. You cannot fake resonance. It is read by every soul, even if unconsciously. This shift invites everyone into energetic sovereignty. No longer will spiritual power be reserved for the few. Every being can calibrate themselves through practice, breath, and intentional awareness. You become a walking frequency field, influencing reality by who you are, not by what you do. In the frequency economy of 2025, your alignment is your greatest wealth, and your inner truth your greatest legacy. Linda's Tarot Vision. It began with a card pull that felt like thunder. The Tower reversed, followed by the Star, and finally, the High Priestess. What Linda saw was not doom, but divine disruption. The Tower wasn't about chaos, it was a signal of necessary collapse. Systems that were never built on truth were about to fall, not because of violence, but because their energetic foundations were dissolving. The Star card followed, not as comfort, but as confirmation. A guiding light would emerge after the fall, a wave of visionaries, healers, and souled leaders stepping forward. But they would rise not from institutions, they would rise from remembrance. And at the heart of her spread stood the High Priestess, the keeper of ancient knowledge, the one who speaks when the world becomes still. This archetype was waking within millions. What she saw wasn't a prophecy, it was a probability, building force with every awakened mind and heart. The symbols didn't show destruction, they showed truth claiming its place. The old ways would fall, yes, but only to make room for the sacred architecture of what's next. She knew then that 2025 would not be feared by the light. It would be embraced as the year of sacred release and divine becoming. The Alchemy of Awakening. Once humanity believed that to be powerful meant to control others, circumstances, even fate. But the awakening unfolding in 2025 is not about control. It is about surrendering to divine consciousness. As illusions collapse, individuals are realizing that true strength lies in presence, not pressure. Control is rooted in fear, but consciousness is born from divine trust. The shift is subtle yet revolutionary. It's internal alchemy transmuting fear into freedom. This awakening is personal. People are leaving jobs that no longer resonate, relationships that dull their spirit, and beliefs that shrink their soul. These aren't chaotic decisions, they are conscious realignments. Each act of truth-telling reshapes the energetic blueprint of the collective. It's not a political movement, it's a soul movement. And as this spreads, the world's outer control mechanisms lose their grip, replaced by inner mastery. Imagine millions of lights switching on within people at once. That's the vision of 2025, not a war, but a wave of consciousness crashing over outdated systems. Awakening isn't loud, but it is unshakable. It doesn't need permission, it doesn't seek validation, it simply rises. And through that rise, what once enslaved now collapses because it can no longer match the vibration of the awakened. How to see through the matrix. We are born with a compass, an inner knowing that whispers truth even in the face of illusion. But over time, this compass is dulled by noise, fear, and conditioning. In 2025, that compass is reactivating. People are starting to see the matrix, not with fear, but with clarity. They are noticing the patterns behind the patterns, the energy behind the narrative, the agenda behind the news. This isn't about conspiracy, it's about consciousness. To see through the matrix is to no longer be hypnotized by the outer world. It is to recognize where your energy is being harvested, where your attention is being hijacked, and then to take it back. This is a quiet rebellion, one where you unplug not with anger but with awareness. You stop reacting and start observing. You stop obeying and start aligning. The soul's compass guides not by logic but by resonance. It speaks through chills, instincts, synchronicities, and dreams. Those who listen to it begin to navigate the world differently. They avoid energetic traps, they find their soul tribe, they create timelines free of manipulation. In 2025, this compass becomes humanity's most valuable guide, not to escape the world but to reclaim it from within. Light codes in the DNA. In every human lies dormant light codes of divine memory, ancient intelligence, and cosmic connection waiting to be activated. These aren't fantasies, they're spiritual software encoded in your DNA. And as Earth's frequency rises in 2025, these codes are being triggered by light, sound, and intention. This is not just evolution, it's divine reprogramming. The human body is upgrading to hold more of the soul's truth. Solar flares, sound harmonics, and crystalline energy waves are not random, they're spiritual downloads. Some may feel fatigue, dizziness, or vivid dreams during this process, but these are signs of recalibration. You're not breaking down, you're breaking open. As these light codes awaken, people will access new gifts, intuitive clarity, multidimensional perception, emotional alchemy, and a deeper connection with all life. This isn't science fiction, it's spiritual fact. Many children already carry activated DNA. They speak in knowing, feel in layers, and sense in fields. They're here to lead, not follow. And now, adults are catching up. The light codes are universal. They do not discriminate. They activate based on vibration, intention, and readiness. In 2025, a tipping point will be reached. Humanity will remember that we were never just flesh. We are living light. Why the systems were designed to fail. To the unconscious, the collapse of systems may seem like chaos, but to the awakened, it is divine design. These systems, financial, educational, political, were built on survival, not on soul. They served a purpose during lower density consciousness, but their foundation was separation. As Earth ascends, they can no longer hold the new frequency, and so they begin to unravel, not as punishment but as prophecy. They were never meant to last forever. These systems taught us lessons, how to find strength in adversity, how to seek truth within. But their expiration date has arrived. No structure built on disempowerment can survive the age of empowerment. In 2025, more people will question, walk away, and build anew. This is the divine cycle deconstruction to make room for divine reconstruction. The unveiling is painful only if you resist it, but if you see it for what it is, a clearing, a cleansing, it becomes sacred. It means the earth is purging what no longer serves, and in its place, new systems will rise. Soul, heart-built, community-centered. It's not the end of the world, it's the end of the lie, and from the ashes, truth will rise. The rise of starseeds and soul architects. Across the globe, seemingly ordinary people are waking up with extraordinary remembrance. They are starseeds, souls not new to the universe, but new to this density. They've come not to escape Earth, but to help it ascend. These souls carry ancient wisdom, encoded missions, and unique frequency signatures. And in 2025, their time to activate has finally arrived. Soul architects are among them, builders of the new Earth. They're not here to fix the old, but to design the new. You'll find them in unexpected places: quiet healers, digital creators, intuitive teachers, even young children with eyes that see beyond. They're not loud, but their presence is undeniable. Their blueprints are not stored on paper but in their hearts and frequency. As the old systems fall, these beings will step forward, not with force, but with vision. They carry solutions rooted in unity, sustainability, and sacred technology. They remember how to live in harmony with Earth, with Spirit, and with each other. The rise of starseeds is not a trend, it is a fulfillment of cosmic timing. They are not above others, they are reflections of what we all have the potential to become. Emotion in the quantum field is the frequency that forms reality. Thought creates structure, but feeling gives it life. In 2025, this truth will become unignorable. Those who understand emotional alchemy will become master creators. They won't manipulate circumstances, they'll harmonize their internal state to attract new timelines. This is not manifestation, it's multidimensional authorship. Most people are taught to suppress emotion or react to it, but awakened souls learn to transmute it. Fear becomes awareness, anger becomes boundary, grief becomes love in motion. Every emotion is energy, and when directed with consciousness, it reshapes the field. In 2025, emotional mastery will separate those who repeat old cycles from those who quantum leap into new ones. The heart is the strongest electromagnetic organ in the body. It speaks louder than words, louder than thought. When your emotional field aligns with your intention, reality bends. You'll meet synchronicities, you'll shift timelines, you'll notice that fear loses its grip, not because it disappears, but because it transforms. In this way, emotion becomes not a burden but your most powerful tool for spiritual evolution. Reality is not as linear as we once believed. Time, as understood in the spiritual realms, is fluid, stretching, bending, and folding upon itself. In 2025, the planet will arrive at a quantum junction where multiple potential timelines are accessible simultaneously. Every thought, choice, and emotional vibration becomes a vote toward which Earth you experience next. These timelines are not theoretical, they are tangible layers of energy coexisting in the quantum field. Some timelines are heavy, dense, and fear-driven, repeating cycles of control, war, and scarcity. Others are high-frequency pathways filled with collaboration, abundance, and peace. The shift in 2025 will present a moment of mass decision, not dictated by governments, but by the inner alignment of individuals. What world you wake up in will depend not on external forces, but on the inner architecture of your soul's readiness. This is why soul work matters more now than ever. Those who carry unresolved trauma or unprocessed emotions may find themselves gravitating toward chaotic realities, not because they are bad people, but because resonance matches vibration. Meanwhile, those who cultivate presence, forgiveness, and clarity will naturally align with higher Earth frequencies. The choice is sacred, personal, and quantum in nature. Free will remains the key. No one will be forced to evolve, and no one can be left behind because time is not leaving anyone. But the doors opening in 2025 may not remain open forever. The Quantum Junction is an invitation, not a command. If you step through with awareness, you'll find yourself in a world that reflects your highest self, not just someday, but now. Tarot is not static, it lives. And in 2025, the collective consciousness will begin to experience it as an energetic grid woven into the planet's spiritual infrastructure. Each card holds more than symbolism, it holds access points to vibrational fields, timelines, and celestial wisdom. As the world shifts, these portals are activating in individuals who are prepared to receive and interpret their frequency codes. The tarot grid acts like a spiritual blueprint of the human journey. Cards like the Magician or the World are not just personality reflections, they are literal gateways that can trigger transformation when aligned with planetary alignments or collective cycles. These cards don't just describe reality, they shape it. This is why tarot readers in 2025 are not simply diviners. They are energetic gatekeepers, guiding souls into their destined timelines. The collective field is already vibrating to the rhythm of archetypes. You may notice themes recurring across cultures, dreams, and global events that mirror the tarot's core messages. The Fool's Leap, the Tower's collapse, the Empress's rebirth. These are not just metaphors, they are lived realities encoded in our present shift. The more we understand these archetypes, the more we can consciously walk through the portals they open. In the months ahead, many will begin to sense the tarot not as a deck, but as a living frequency map. Cards may speak in dreams, synchronicities, or intuitive downloads. They are not here to predict, they are here to awaken. And as more beings tune into these gateways, the Earth's energetic matrix will become more readable, navigable, and spiritually responsive than ever before. Long before the towers fall and the headlines fade, a quieter revolution has already begun. It's not in protests or policies, it's in people. The awakened are rising, not to seize power but to embody it. This is the essence of Linda's prophecy, that those who walk in truth, love, and divine clarity are the true leaders of the new earth, not through election, but through energetic elevation. Leadership in 2025 will look unlike anything the world has known. It will not be built on platforms but on presence. Those who carry light will naturally attract others, not by persuasion, but by resonance. Their power won't depend on titles or wealth, but on the depth of their connection to Source. This shift is unstoppable because it is encoded in the spiritual DNA of awakening.